Hello, beautiful beings. I was leaving for work, but now I'm recording a video. I gave Doozer his first dose of pure organic hemp oil last night, and I just gave him his second one today. He's so relaxed. It's the tiniest dose, too. But I was just feeling like when I'm gone to work, he just needed something to help him just stay super calm and relaxed. Yeah, I gave it to him about 8 minutes ago, and he just, yeah, I feel like he needs the cannabinoids like my brain does. It's a good boy. Like right now, he would be putting out that worried feeling because I'm leaving. I have had him on his blankie before. And I'm running around looking for him. I'm just like, that's the first place I should look is wherever this blanket is. That's probably where he is, and he's camouflaged. So, I had a pop quiz yesterday. I'm still working on when the thoughts about it come in. Nope. I'm not thinking about it. It's okay if I have to continue doing this practice for years, which I more than likely will, as far as thoughts go, because I'm going to have thought activity for the rest of my days. No, that's not necessarily true. They're saying there will be thought activity, but I won't be perceiving it like I always have. So my pop quiz yesterday was when I got to the river house, I had a small bag of dirty clothes I was going to wash there. And I threw them in the garbage on accident. And when I went to wash them, they weren't there, obviously. And so I was just like, oh my gosh. And I went out to the dumpster, and Celiche had already been there. And he took a bunch of the bags out of the garbage can to take to the dump. So I called him and said, hey, do you still have that garbage you took out of the dumpster? No, I've already been to the dump. So yesterday I was trying really hard not to think about what was in that bag. But the day before yesterday, I had a pair of jeans on. They're my favorite jeans. They were my favorite pair of jeans because when Dan still had a physical form, the one that I went through the twin flame lesson with, I say it like that, not that and I still hear myself saying he's my twin soul, but it's a concept, and I don't need to hold on to any concepts. I do as long as they're useful, and I needed to perceive this person as my twin flame, twin soul for a very long period of time, so I could learn the lessons that come with that. And so now that he's dropped his physical form, there was still more to learn, more resistance to shed off. And now he does come in very beautifully. He's here right now. He's like, speaking of beautifully, he's talking about my last, the body dysmorphia that I just emerged from, that I no longer have. It's so beautiful how when I emerge from a life lesson that I've been in for a really long time, to me it's a really long time. Back home it's like a blink of an eye probably, or, well, there's no time. So when I come out of a lifelong lesson, this lifelong to where I'm at now, not my whole life long, I start seeing things. I'm watching a new series on Netflix, and one of the first scenes that I saw was a woman, she just took her dress off, and she had a tummy, like she had fat on her stomach, just regular. I would look at her and go, well, that's just a woman's shape. And before I came all the way through this, thank you, portal. Divine, beautiful, pulsating. I can just see all these colors. I have a lot of pressure in my neck from the energies. I'm getting adjusted today. So I was just like, oh my gosh. And I kept rewinding this because I knew it was specifically for me, because I was seeing with new eyes. And they're saying even before, if I would have seen that woman like that, I would have been focused on her stomach in a negative way. But this time, she's just like, see, this is what a woman's body looks like. You know, there's all different shapes and sizes. But basically, this was the perfect example of what a beautiful, healthy woman's body looks like. And that's what I look like. A beautiful, they're like, don't leave that out. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Dan. Don't leave that part out. A beautiful, healthy woman's body, physical form, my vehicle for this life experience. And I was just so grateful for it. It's just so obvious to me when I'm sent signs. And so Dan is incredibly proud of me for never giving up with these life lessons. What does it look like to give up? Oh, like to start drinking again. Anything for escape. I used marijuana that way for a long time, but there's a paradox because I was escaping pain, but I could only take so much at a certain point in my ascension. And so I'm not saying this for you at all. I'm just talking about my own life experience. It helped me get through my ascension in the way that I was using it, also because when I was abusing marijuana, when I was combusting it, when I was smoking super often, when I was chasing that relief, specifically from smoking, from combusting it, it was so short-lived also. Really, that feeling only lasted for like 10 seconds. 20 seconds, and then I was off doing whatever I was doing. I was not still focused on, oh, this feels so amazing. No, it's fleeting. However, that's been a part of my life lesson, is to, have the dance with Santa Maria, marijuana. It's an energy, and she was here to help show me so much and shine the light on so much resistance, so much old thinking that I had in my mind still. Feels incredibly expansive today. It's the 8th. It's the Lionsgate portal. And it doesn't need to, be labeled as negative, but of course we all know that feeling good feels really good, and having something up and shedding off feels pretty negative. It can feel absolutely horrible. Like losing my clothes yesterday. That one pair of jeans I got from a thrift store when Dan and I he was the manager at a bunch of different apartment complexes that I was maintenance for. My favorite part was plowing, snow plowing for sure. Anyway, so I had these jeans and I got them, and I was really excited to wear them to work, and I did. And it was kind of cold out. It was fall. I have these black leather suede lace-up boots, winter boots. The heel is about this thick, and so that gets my foot, like, they're wedges, so they're incredibly comfortable to walk in, and they have my feet so far up off the ground that I believe that's why my feet stay so warm in them, because they're not insulated, but they are leather. So I found those at a thrift store too. I'll have to tell you about that sometime. So I wore this to work, and the reaction from him, he was normally able to, be very stoic, just really keep his emotions in check because he was married. And so he was very respectful most of the time things would slip sometimes. And that day that I wore those jeans, he was acting so weird. Yeah, and so was my coworker, Skylar. I was just like, oh, I'm finally caught on. They must really like my outfit today. Made me feel really good, but it was also disappointing. I made a mental note of this because that's what really got your attention, is how attracted to you were to me that day. I don't like how that feels. But yeah, he's showing me the difference between his personal identity and who he really is. And that he always saw me, always saw my heart, but was highly attracted to my physical form too. He's saying nobody else was animating your physical form but you and the divine, of course. That's what made you so attractive to me. Okay, I like that. Those don't just feel like words. So the jeans, day before yesterday is when they got thrown in the dump. Day before yesterday, I was wearing them and I was just like, it doesn't matter how many holes these jeans get in them, I'm going to have these jeans for the rest of my life. Now they're in the dump. I have no idea why I'm laughing so hard. It's just so beautiful. It's amazing. I know why they're like, because it was such a huge pop quiz for me. And I passed it. Like, the small amount of effort it has taken. Yes, I even cry when I laugh. The small amount of effort it has taken to be okay with that happening, to see that it was a gift. I got my Angel Aura back when I thought I lost it for a whole year. It was under the hood of my car. If you haven't seen that story, it's my video, Angel Aura. It's Lionsgate Portal. Feels like kind of like active labor on roller skates, and I'm going to go clean a house and caulk a shower. I'm tired. I'm so tired. It could be one reason I can't stop laughing. Oh, I feel so much better. Okay, I'm going to go now. My car's running. I'm going to check my oil before I go. I just like to warm up the oil a little bit. I'll shut my car off and then check my oil. And I've been hearing it. I recently did it, but when I start hearing it, I check it. I think that's it for now. I just feel so much better. So much lighter. Yay! I had another pop quiz yesterday. Thank you. I thought there was 2. That's why I was kind of loitering, I guess. So, my gosh. The friend that I most recently reconnected with after a few months, the one that snapped at me and didn't own it, and we didn't resolve it. So we've been talking again for a couple weeks, and it's going really well. I without any resistance, I do have my guard up a bit. I'm not wading in as deep because I was overextending before also. So she manipulated me yesterday, and I didn't see it until right after I sent my response message. I was just like, oh, she just manipulated me. She goes to a grief support group. And she said, No, she does it on Zoom. It's an hour and a half, and she said she left me a voice clip, and she said I'm because we'd been messaging, and she said I'm going to be in a Zoom grief support group for an hour and a half now. Um, so I'll talk to you like when it's done. Just wanted you to know why I'm not responding, which is super sweet. Like she's even like she's going out of her way to be, like that. And it doesn't feel like love bombing because she's been very consistent. She's paying more attention, they're saying, because of what happened, because I was not in her life for 3 months. And sometimes that has to happen. It wasn't a punishment. It was me taking my space, and I was in the midst of shedding, overextending. So it made perfect sense to me that it was all going down like that. So yesterday she said I just feel so bad for all the people in my support group because they don't have a medium. They have to pay to get a medium to talk to their loved ones. And she said I tell them, "Well, I have one and mine's free." And I've told her, being a medium, I'm a medium because I can channel the ancients. And so, I've been seeing spirits since I was little. They come in, but I have spent a lifetime practicing being the alpha spirit. Stay away unless, I see them. I see you coming, but no. It's no. I am the alpha spirit. They cannot bother me at all. Can you imagine if you didn't practice? And well, there's people like surviving right now with spirits coming in, and they just don't know how to be the alpha spirit. It's by learning how to set boundaries in your own life, they're saying. Do that with spirit. Anyway, so she said, I just feel so sad for them because they just want to connect with them so bad. And I messaged her back, and because I just felt this rush of excitement. All these people that might want to hold satsang, no, 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 no. I saw it when I sent the message. I was just like, oh, she just totally manipulated me. Asking but not asking. That's manipulation if you don't know, in this situation. And so I was making my dinner, and all of a sudden they said, you are overextending right now. You're biting off more than you can chew, is literally what they said. And they're saying all these people are going to come at you wanting to hear from their loved ones, and that's not your thing. If it happens organically as we're holding satsang, as you're working on getting unstuck, shedding, ascending, stopping old patterns, getting away from very toxic people, all that. Your loved ones may come through in that process. It happens often, but I have no idea when it's going to happen. So I messaged her right away, sent her a voice clip, telling her that, no, oh, they just told me, no way, I just bit off more than I can chew. I said, I trust your judgment. I trust mine, of course. I trust hers as much as if she said, okay, well, there's this one person, her judgment is much different than my own because we're at different levels of our ascension. And so when I tell her I trust your judgment, I do, but that's not the end all be all. I sit with it, and Eckhart is the one that taught me how to do that, to just sit with it, stop thinking about it, whatever the it is, and that's where the answers will come in. I know that doesn't seem to make sense because there is a process of discernment, which is like weighing the facts, checking in to see how I feel. There's quite a few to make important things to do, but the ultimate to me is to, after that process is over, it's not to keep thinking about whatever it is, because then that's worry. Overthinking about it is worry and anxiety. That's where anxiety comes from, is overthinking and being super empathic and just feeling so bombarded by energies. So she came back and said, after her Zoom meeting, and said, I was thinking the same thing, that you would be overwhelmed. She said, I just kept thinking that in my meeting. And I believe her. We're highly connected. And so it just feels really good to just have I mean, because I put it out there. I was, yeah, absolutely. I would love to. I would love to do that. And then it wasn't too late though. Manifestation doesn't just happen just like that, just like it does at home. It's definitely slower here on planet Earth. And we call it divine timing. All right. Time to go. Dear Zara, you're so sweet, honey. See, I'm leaving. I said, all right, time to go. And he lifted his head up and then just put it right back down. He's feeling so relaxed from his hemp oil. All right, saltsongwithmamag@gmail.com. If you need some extra support today, we are here for you. I'm not saying that we are qualified for everybody, no, but 1 10-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute conversation vibrationally, we will be able to tell for sure right away. So yeah, we're fine tuning this stuff. It's really wonderful, all of it. And I didn't have to be angry with her. I felt annoyed for a second that she manipulated me, but that's where she's at. That's the best she can do right now, and she's still deeply grieving from losing one of her twin daughters to addiction. And she has the other twin is addicted also. So shedding all of this stuff they're saying and showing me enables us to see genuinely, not just trying to see. That's still a bit veiled. I mean, it's good to try though. But shedding all the useless personal identity clears the eyes. We're seeing from our heart eyes, from our natural state of being. And so we can automatically see where these other people are. Oh, it's just so beautiful because the amount of people I'm going to hold satsang with in my life, all different levels of ascension, all different levels of their personal evolution. And it doesn't take the mind, it doesn't take thinking about and trying to tune in. No, it's getting out of the way and it automatically happens. And we just tune into that person's energy, and then they show me and I see where that person is. And Mooji always said, we just have the combination. He doesn't say we though, but I know he has guides. I know they all do. Eckhart, I feel maybe like Ramana, because we can see like people's mind activity and how they think and what's coming in. And Salice and I have actually made the same arm movements because the same thought was coming in at the same time. And I'm like, holy shit, we were just literally, I mean, he stopped and we were like stopped in midair. I was just like, we just had the same exact thought come in. And he's just like, ooh, the thrill bumps, the resonance bumps. It was just wave after wave. Those kind of connections. That's what's in my life, and I'm just being more and more fine-tuned. It's so beautiful. Feeling less and less like a person. I feel like I could take a deeper breath today than I've ever been able to. We love you so much. So much. Ocean tells me I love you more than love. I tell my girls that now too, and I told my grandson that yesterday, my oldest grandson, the one that's leaving for college in about 6 days. He's going for computer science. He's in a apartment for just like 4 young men, 4 very gifted young men. I'm so excited for him. A pool, a gym. Him and his mom have already been there. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Love you so much.